you've been on the road for that first two weeks. I mean, is there any anticipation to play that first match in front of a home crowd?
Yeah, the players can probably speak to that better than I, right? I think for coaches, right, the goal is to try to not have it feel and look a whole lot different, but it would be difficult to ignore, right? I think our hopes and aspirations for what a home venue and a home environment in the state of Nebraska would look like. So, I'm sure that they're very excited to have an opportunity to be here.
I mean, imagine the bigger challenge for you is getting ready for that back-to-back.
Yes, yeah.
How do you prepare for that? See what you've seen the first 2 weeks?
Yeah, that's a good question, right? I mean, this is the first time, that's a lot of probably where my thoughts and energy have gone to is how to, manage load, right? And prepare for two teams at once a little bit in terms of what we're doing on the daily basis and what type of information we're providing for the athletes without it being too much. I think the goal is just not let it be too much, and try to take some of that load away from them as best as we can. But that's where most of our conversations have been, is how to best manage it.
Is a lot of what's going into Friday from your conversations to them just about volleyball, or is there going to be anything to the fact that they're going to make history?
Yeah, I don't, I think we daily are pretty grateful for, I think, the opportunity that we have. You'll hear the players talk a lot about just being able to play in the U.S., right? And then you'll hear them talk about in the U.S., but in the state of Nebraska and the fandom that comes with that. So I think there's a lot of kind of energy and excitement in that space already, and first year league, right? First year things, and I think they're kind of making history every day, So probably for me, no, not so much. We'll just prepare the team as we prepare the team, but I know that energy and that thought and that sentiment kind of permeates through us every day.
Upon initial glance, what differences do you kind of see between the other pro volleyball leagues and League One?
I'm going to be really honest. I don't put a lot of thought into the other leagues, right? I am fully committed to League One and seeing it thrive and do exceptionally well. I know it's an unusual situation to have two in Omaha, but to be honest, we have a big job ahead of us, and we have these wonderfully, beautifully talented, inspirational people that we get to spend our day with, and that's where I would say 99.9% of my focus goes, right? So the differences, I think that's for other people to probably assess and figure out. We love this model a ton. I think the players are really invested. We have some of the best players in the world in our gym every day playing volleyball, and I think that's something to celebrate.
Suzie, talk about the team's performance in the first couple of matches.
Yeah, I think we've been really well prepared, and I'm speaking just from their perspective. I think experience helps, right? We have a number of people who have been in a lot of challenging environments, and so they're well prepared going into it. We've been really pleased with just the chemistry. And when I say chemistry, not just, hey, everybody gets along and everything's wonderful, but how all our pieces have kind of come together. I think we're trying to find ways to utilize our talent and be the most skilled team in the league. And I think early indications are that those are goals that we can achieve.
You coached against Jaylee a handful of times during her college
Yeah.
career. What's her evolution look like through your eyes now that you're coaching her, 6-7 years later?
Yeah, we're always tracking execution, right? We're paying attention to progress, which players are kind of, increasing productivity, which players are maybe down a little bit because of injury, fatigue, different types of things. And the thing about Jaylee, no matter what, is she wins. Wherever we put Jaylee wins. She's a winner. And we've got a lot of those, but we play this little doubles ladder, and if Jaylee ever drops down in the doubles ladder, it's a thing for her, right? She's not going to lose pole position every day, right? And so I sent Booth a message, right, pretty early on, and I was like, man, wherever I put her, she wins, and she's like, she's been like that since I've known her. So I think the biggest thing I can say about Jaylee is no matter what, she finds ways to win points, win games. Just she's a winner.
What's it like having Jordan on the court, and do you ever have to be like, hey, you're playing, you're not coaching right now? How does that balance work out?
No, in fact, I love it when she coaches us. I feel the opposite, I think, is she has this beautiful way about her that I think she can do both. She has so much experience and so much knowledge, and I feel as a general rule that players oftentimes can come up with better solutions and answers than coaches anyway. They're out there, they're actively problem solving in the moment, but she would be an elite example of someone that can solve problems for you quickly, right? And so I think she does a little bit of both for us. We think it's great, and she never. In fact, I have to actually tell her probably do more, right? It's okay. We listen to you. You know, when Jordan talks, everybody listens, and I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it's a strength for us.
What has it been like for you as a coach, but also a fan of the game of volleyball, to work with, as you said, some of the best players in the world?
Yeah, it's, gosh, I love my job. I don't know if I can say it anymore. I just, the opportunity, I'm so grateful, right, to League One, to these athletes for welcoming me and accepting me and buying into how we want to do things. I have been so incredibly impressed with them as people, and they're all in. They've given me the benefit of the doubt, right? Even when I screw it up, they've given me the benefit of the doubt, and I'm pretty grateful to be here every day with them.
What was your thought process behind moving Lauren to opposite?
Skill, I think Lauren is a really high skill athlete. I think not that the middle doesn't require skill, it does, but a different set of skills. And the pins, there's a little higher level of, in some ways, the middles can work. They can outwork you. It's a very high capacity workload position, but an opposite has to have maybe a slightly higher level of just overall skill. And I think as we watched her in practice and her skill set and what she could do, her ability to hit different tempo sets, her ability to honestly handle first contact, play off blocker defense, some of these little, I think, skill plays, we felt like maybe that was a way for us to take a tremendous amount of talent and leverage it. And I think that's where part of the conversations came from. We have another one. Audrey Fitzmaurice is a wonderful player as well. I think those guys can be interchangeable, but Lauren's playing really well. Internationally, you don't see the system that we're running a lot. We're in a 6-2, and when Lauren is in there, we're kind of running what's called double quicks, where we're bringing two of them at you. So if we pass well, and with two of the best passers in the world, we have a good chance of being able to do that. We can run these double quicks, and it makes us a pretty high efficiency offense. So probably a lot of factors that went into it, but it's a different kind of, from an international perspective, 8 substitutions allow us to do it.
When did that light bulb hit you, like, we need to try this, we need to try Lauren at opposite?
Just, daily observation. I'm not sure there was some aha moment, right? Just daily observation. We do this little doubles ladder a lot where they play 2v2, and it makes them have to maybe get kind of uncomfortable with things that they've traditionally done. And I think watching, probably the initial kind of light bulb went off watching her play doubles. I think she could be a great sand player. I think her capacity, just her skill level, is maybe a little bit higher than a lot of people that play the position of just being a middle, right? Not that just being a middle is hard, right? Our middles are killing it, but I just think she's got her skill set suits it.
And going back to talking about passing, how much of an advantage is it to have two of the best passers in Husker history on your team?
Yeah, they're not just Husker history. I mean, it goes like the whole world, right? They are two of the best passers in the whole world. And watching, they're very, very different in how they operate, how they lead. But watching them work together, they're so fine-tuned in what they want each other to do, how they handle their relationship between the two of them. I mean, that circle is about as tight as you can get it. It's really, really tough.
You're talking about Jordan.
Jordan and Justine, yeah.
You got Lexi on the bench, too.
Yeah, Lex is wonderful, right? We started practice November the 7th. Lexi arrived January 6 weeks later, right? So some of this for her is she's still catching up, right? But if she wants the job, she'll have to go beat Justine to get it.
When,
Yeah.
I know you got out of college coaching recently, and this venture here. I mean, what's this been like for you, dealing with professional athletes? And like I said, obviously the historical element to it is
Yeah.
everything being new and fresh.
Yeah.
What's every night feel like to you when you start to
Yeah, you know, what it's been like is wonderful. You know, I think it was, you know, the same but different for me personally, and allows a little bit of a reset almost, and almost like a reinvention, you know, for me personally from a coaching perspective. But these guys have made that transition for me personally really easy. They've accepted, they've trusted, they've, you know, we've got our arms around each other pretty tight. And I think I'm doing my very best to take really good care of them. And I would say they're doing just an amazing job of taking care of me, right? And our staff. I think we just feel like we're all in it together to try to figure it out. If we don't know, we're going to go figure it out.
You've been on the other side of it at Kent State and in Arkansas too. I mean, what's it going to be like for you to be when you got a fan of Nebraska fans cheering for you?
Yeah, that doesn't happen much, right? Again, probably not something I put a lot of thought into. I love being here. I love the interest in volleyball, the fandom in volleyball. You know, there really is no place like it, right? So I don't feel like maybe I don't feel like the opponent anymore, right? Maybe that's it. But outside of that, I love being part of just the culture of volleyball in Nebraska. I think it's phenomenal, and I just feel really grateful to be in it.
Corey is still Creighton's all-time assistant.
Yeah,
even
she
though
is, yeah.
What's happened
Yeah.
since she left? What attracted you about her to bring
Yeah.
her on in her role, and how has she kind of helped this team kind of transform into what we're seeing on
Yeah, she's amazing. You know, her capacity for work, her ability to balance, you know, she's got a lot of responsibilities for us. She does all of our logistics as well as helps us in practice. So she's been phenomenal. I think what attracted is I wanted volleyball people, and I wanted volleyball people that had some connection here, right? And so Corey has all of those things. She's worked at a lot of different levels within the Omaha community. She's got a great eye for volleyball. She sees things really, really well. And she's a great person, a high character person. So she's somebody you want to spend a lot of your day with.
Anything we missed?
Nah, you're killing it. You're killing it.
So,
Yeah.